And for B tier, we have the Stegosaurus, which honestly is great, and the Spinosaur. So let's go over the Stegosaur. The Stegosaur is pretty good for like base armor and also like staying in a herd, due to the fact that Stegosaurs can literally go pretty fast, like as fast as a Diplodocus. And the fact that it's that fast gives it the fact that it could probably get away from like Spinosaur and Giga sometimes. And the fact is though that Stegosaur does have great bleed, and so let's check that out. So Stegosaur, it has great stats. It has 650 health, which is pretty awesome, and its base damage is 180 per hit. That is a crazy amount of damage. So then we have the stamina, which is 70, and then the running speed is 20, which, like I said, is as high as the Diplodocus, which the Diplodocus is honestly quite fast with a speed of 18. So it's faster than the Diplodocus. But anyways, it also has good stamina and good bleed, with the bleed of 8, which that is higher than Acro's bleed, which Acro's bleed literally gives it the fact that Acro is so good. Anyways, next we have the Spinosaur, which honestly, I know everyone expected Spinosaur to be on higher tier than B, but Spinosaur is honestly not too good, with only one of its attacks having bleed. And the fact that it's that makes it kind of weak, due to the fact that bleed can literally keep your enemies like from like not like trying to like still fight you, but to try and abandon the fight, which honestly that can help if enemies have like low on stamina. Anyways, with the Spinosaur, let's check its stats. So its stats are at not too high. It has only health of 900, which is very high, you think, right? But honestly, its attack only does 55, which is less than Giga or Acro, which honestly they both have lower health. Anyways, so then it has a bleed of 0 for its base attack, which honestly is not the greatest. And the thing is that it has great oxygen, but against a Puro it probably wouldn't win. It has speed of only 7, which is probably the slowest thing, and the running speed for 14. It also has only 35 stamina. So now let's go check on the next. So next we have A tier, starting to get into the better tiers, which honestly A tier has pretty great tiers, to be honest. So at the bottom of A tier we have the Ankylosaur, which Ankylosaur is great and all, but you would expect it to have more health and deal just a tiny bit more damage, because right now everything can practically kill it. Like, literally. Even though it's so slow and does so much damage, if you're great at the game and there's someone else that's great at the game, they could be like any certain dinosaur except like D and down. Well, I mean, the Utah is literally what makes Ankylosaur like so weak, just because Utahs can literally do so much damage super fast to it. But honestly, it's quite good against, like, for getting the first hit. I fought off many things with it. Anyway, so let's check the stats. So for the Ankylosaur, it has 580 health. It has 140 attack for its base attack, which is crazy. It's the highest base attack in the game. Compared to Sora Poseidon, its base attack is 150, which is just a tiny bit higher, but for like something that small, it has quite a great attack. So after that, it has a good amount of stamina, which is 50, and it has okay speed. Its speed is only at 15, which is a tiny bit lower than most herbivores, but it's faster than Therizinosaur. Anyways, so it is very powerful, like I said. It could probably kill a lot of the big carnivores. But anyways, we're moving on. So next we have the Diplodocus. So you're probably wondering why Diplodocus is not an S tier, but it's an A tier. The reason why I chose it to be an A tier is the fact that, honestly, against bigger like carnivore dinosaurs such as Acro and Giga, it basically stands no chance against them. Compared to the Sora Poseidon, where it could literally physically kill any dinosaur that comes in its way, but it's so slow and hard to grow. Where that's the thing with Diplodocus. It's slow and hard to grow, but it's honestly not the best sauropod dinosaur. Anyways, let's check its stats. So it has merely 1150 health, which is quite good. It has 170 damage for its base attack, which is the highest base attack in the game. It has 0 bleed for all attacks, and it has 50 stamina, goes 18 speed for running speed. Anyways, next we have the Giga, which Giga, honestly, you would expect it to be higher than Allo, but not really. Its hitbox is kind of wonky right now, and it's not honestly the greatest dinosaur to be. As a singular Allo, level 0, like, good players can definitely take on Gigas with, like, smaller dinosaurs like Allos and Carnos, just because Gigas are super duper bad right now due to the fact that their hitbox is so terrible that it basically is so hard to damage anything. And so let's check the stats. For the Giga, it has health of 800, damage of 120, which is its only attack. It does bleed 6, and its damage per second is 60, which honestly isn't the best. It has 40 stamina and only runs at the same speed as Allo, 25, where Allo runs 26. So it's basically the same as Allosaur, but not really. So it's not honestly the best. Next we have Allosaur, which honestly Allosaur is a great build. Even though it has sort of lowish health, it is like great. It's like a better Carno, but it's a bit slower than Carno. Like, not a bit, by a lot, but it could literally take on like everything except Sora Poseidon and Triceratops, and also sometimes Acro and Puro it can't take on due to the fact that they have higher armor and stuff, where Trike can literally two-shot it, and Acro can give it a lot of bleed, and Sora Poseidon can one-shot it with its special attack. Same as Puro. But honestly, it's great build. I've killed a lot of things using Allosaur, and it's honestly just one of the best builds in prior Extinction. Okay, so now let's check the stats of Allosaur. It has 380 health, which that's kind of high. It's like about the same as Parasaurolophus, which it can easily take on. Its first attack primary attack does 45 damage, and it does 2 cooldown, and it has 2 bleed, which honestly, 2 bleed is the same as like most dinosaurs. Its damage per second is 40. Oh wait, nope, that's the Carnotaurus. Never mind, I read it wrong. So it has 380 health, it does 45 damage, its bleed is 5, which is great. It has 51 damage per second, it has 5 armor, and it has 80 stamina, which is good, and its run speed is 26. Which I forgot to include the armor for Ankylosaur, but just giving it to you guys now, Ankylosaur has 50 armor. So honestly, Allosaur is probably my favorite builds to play as, which I did not just put it in A tier because that. It's just because its stats are like remarkably good. Like everyone thinks Indoor is like better than most of the dinosaurs, which I would put it below Allo because I killed 4 Indoraptors with an Allo. So if we did do modded dinosaurs or hybrids as you call them, like Indoor would be below Allo. Just because the fact that Indoor like is kind of wonky. Sort of. Like its 3rd hitbox is not really too good. Anyways, next we have S tier, which is the best tier possibly. So we have the Sauroposeidon, the Triceratops, the Sauroposeidon, and the Acrocanthosaur. So first let's do the Perosasaurus, which I might have accidentally called the Sauroposeidon. So the Perosasaurus is quite good for dealing damage, but honestly it is slow and stuff, where its health is at 80, it's 120 damage, it has 4 bleed, and its movement is only 12, which its water speed is 300%, which is the highest water speed so far. And honestly, this is the best water build to play as so far. And when they add newer ones like let's say what was it? The things that always like kill me in Ark in the Swamps. I forget what they're called. But they are probably going to be better than the Pro because of their movement speed. Anyways, so that's the Pro. It's like great. I have like nothing bad to say about it. It's great for like every reason that you want it to be. Anyways, next we have the Triceratops. And honestly, it is a great build. It has great stats, like great stats, and can literally kill an Acro and a Giga, like when they're fighting together. Anyways, let's check the stats on the Triceratops. So it has 800 health, it does 104 damage, it has 6, no not 6, but it does have 6 bleed, and it has 60 stamina, and its run speed is 25, the same as Allo, which is great. Honestly, just great. Just because it's like Triceratod, or whatever you call them. Because Triceratops is probably one of the like most cozer builds that everyone plays, due to the fact that everyone like overpowers it, due to the fact that it's fast and stuff, and that you could easily coz players for fun. But we're not talking about that because it's a bit mean. Anyways, next we have the Sauroposeidon, which the reason why it's not on top S tier is because it's so slow that it can literally be killed by a good Carno player or an Acro player, and sometimes even Pro or Allo players. It depends though on like the player that's playing. Anyways, so also the Sauro is like super hard to grow. It takes like at least 3 hours to actually grow it to adult, which I think that's kind of crazy due to the fact that's Roblox. Anyways, so the stats on Sora Poseidon has 2,400 health, which is the best health in the game. It has 150 for its base attack, and it has 0 bleed for all attacks, but its damage per second is 85, which is great. It's 15 armor, 20 stamina, and 12 run speed, which isn't the hottest, but it's still good. Anyways, so for that, I feel like it would be better if they made the growth speed like 2 hours 30 minutes. Anyways, so next we have the best build in the game, the Acrocanthosaurus, which is honestly the greatest thing that you could ever make in Roblox history. It has great attack, great everything. Like, it literally can kill like everything right now. Though once they add the T-Rex though, T-Rex is probably going to be an S just because of its great stats. Anyways, so let's go check it out. So the Acro has 665 health, which is less than Giga, but despite that, it has pretty great damage per second with a 57. It has 80 for its base attack, and it does crazy amounts of bleed super fast, which is the same as Giga, but it's a lot faster and better to play as. It has 0 armor, and its stamina's at 60, and it has 27 for its maximum run speed, which honestly, that's awesome. Anyways, guys, so this is my personal tier list, what I think on my opinions for Prior Extinction. And if you guys want to like try and change it around with me, go to the comments and like tell me what you guys think is better for making this tier list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next one, and I'm out.